Korean lady here, pug on the sidelines waiting to jump on in. Just wanted to give you a little tidbit on sciatica and back relief and this newfound idea, yoga wheel. What you can actually do with the strap, and what is a block? So before you can actually really do a yoga wheel and block, sometimes our backs are just so stiff, or we have bulgy discs, or we have, I have bulging discs and an L5 and S1 out, along with other injuries from previous accidents, blah, 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 blah. So with my injuries, I take it very, I take it very gently when I do any kind of practice. I always allow my breath to lead me. I don't force anything. I don't push anything. Because we have our bones, and then we have our fascia, and then we have our ligaments, then we have our muscles, and we have our tissues and skin. So the muscles are there to engage and protect the ligaments. The ligaments are there to protect the bones. So if we don't have any strong ligaments and don't have any stronger muscles, then a lot of our problems are going to really kind of accelerate other problems and injuries and so on and so forth. So stiffness, let's start with the ball. So, always try to be graceful when you're getting on and off a ball. So I like to sit on it and just roll. You can take your hands overhead, you know, and you really got to watch your injuries. Like if you have shoulder injuries, you know, anything like that, then just take it easy. You might want to keep the hands here or here on the ground. That's fine. You also have a strap. That also helps keep yourself in line. So I'm just going to hook it onto my knees right now so I have control over how far I go back. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and that feels amazing, by the way. So that's one way to really release and reset the back. Let's go to weights number 2. So that's going to release all of the tightness in this low back area and region. So those yoga balls have been in practice. I call it a yoga ball. Exercise balls have been around for I don't know how long, yeah? And most of them just end up in the garage or in a garage sale or end up popped because the dogs are playing with them. But really, it is a really, this is Pug, a really good way to open up that low back and get the sciatica. Right? To loosen up. So here's another good way, is my yoga wheel, which I love. And you've seen me on. So my shoulders get super tight. Super tight. And I really love to loosen that up. Oh. So I don't want to force anything, but I do want to just release with each exhale. Now, a lot of times when we have low back injuries and we try to force something, you'll feel it in other areas. Like as I do that, I can feel it in the bottom of my foot right here where the plantar fascia, everybody has that, comes in. I can feel the pressure from there. So that means it's really tied up in here. So let's loosen that up, maybe with the block. We're going to lay down out of Pug's way, and we're going to slip it underneath. And we're going to hang out here and just loosen up the back. Maybe take the feet out, maybe the hands out, just like the wheel. And we're going to breathe and release and let that go. No pain. I can move my legs around. It feels much better. Taking the pressure off. And a lot of times it's because we're not engaging our abs. So if we really engage our abs, it's going to really take the pressure off our low back. Okay, well, what if you can't get on the ball? You know, you can't even get on the wheel or the block. Well, what about the side of the bed? What if you're in the bed and you put your feet up against the wall or up on the headboard? Lady! My God, sorry about that. That's really a good sciatica stretch. So right here, ooh, it's going to bring some really good stretching in through here in that T-band and really release a lot of that muscle tension. Just remember not to let the hips rise up. You want to keep that low back on the ground. And you want to make sure the spine is elongated always. And you might want to get your dogs not to be dropping their toys on your face when you're trying to do yoga. Another good stretch here is to use the strap just to lengthen those feet, you know, and always using the block maybe under the knees so that you can bend it and just lengthen. Just this little bit of movement, breathing is releasing to my low back. So it's crazy. You don't have to do a lot of stuff to loosen. So let's talk about the shoulders now. What about that? Okay, so you have a necktie and a belt, drop it behind you, reach the hand back and grab it and just hold it here. This is what it looks like when you're backwards without the dog toy. Dropping the toy, hand comes behind, and you're gripping. So you're just going to switch up those hands. Now, if you want to really, really, really stretch out the back and open up the shoulders because you have really, really tight shoulders from typing, you can take this block all throughout, up and down your spine, and really open and loosen up. You know, but the wheel also does that, and it doesn't allow the head to dangle as much, so, you know, you can take this to any area too. And then you just kind of adjust it when you need to, take it up a little further. These dogs, I got 2 toys all over me. Then that's just going to release my neck and shoulders so I can just let the head gently, not hang because it's not, but it feels good. Now remember, if anything pinches, burns, or hurts, well, that's just your body telling you it's a no on that pose, right? So let's move on to something else. That's what you do. Always allow the breath to lead you in no matter what you do. Getting up off the chair, getting up off the toilet. I mean, there's a lot of us that have injuries that we can't do the basic necessity things that a lot of other people can do. And, you know, I think people, a lot of us really do take a lot of that for granted. You know, we forget and how important it is to really work the quads and keep ourselves active. I'm 56 years old. I got into yoga because I had a lot of pain. The doctors told me to live with my pain. I gained a lot of weight. And then after I broke my right foot, and you see my other videos with the cast on, I gained 17 pounds. So it's not a really, something I'm really proud of, but you know what? It's freaking real. It's life. I was emotional. I ate. I gained 17 pounds, and I got to start all over at 56. And you know what? That's okay. I don't really give a rat's ass on what people think or what they want or what they expect, because I'm just here to do me and just to help you, other people, whether you're male, female, young or old, just to encourage you and just to tell you that, you know, it's okay to fall, it's okay to gain some weight, it's okay to go backwards. Just let it go. Don't let the guilt and shame embody your soul into layers of fat and soft and squishy muscle. You know, because you're better than that. I'm better than that. And I was put here to help all of you that are struggling just like me. Bulimia, whatever other disorders you have because of whatever molestation, rape, or whatever thing occurred in your life before and prior and probably still happening. So know that you're going to survive. And yoga really helps open and release the body and get rid of some of that tension from our emotional lifestyle that we've had to hide and bury. So, hey, message me with any questions. If there's something in particular you're having struggles with, like maybe the carpal tunnel in your arms. When I have it really bad in my hands. So when I start, like now that I've healed and I'm going back to my practice, doing yoga is something that I'm going to have to pass on a little bit more, which is crazy because I'm a yoga teacher. But there's a difference between yoga teaching and yoga taking. And I just have to remember to self-care. So when my wrists start to hurt because I am doing a yoga practice, I'll make sure I put my little wristbands on at night to reset my arms and my wrists so that they can heal during the night when my whole body is supposed to be resetting, right? Resting and resetting and healing itself because we're sleeping. So that's when you should really wear those bands. And then with that and more practice, slowly my carpal tunnel and my ligaments and all my little tendons will slowly start to rebuild and it won't be as painful. So Any questions? Give me a call. Just kidding. Leave me a message. Bye.